Hey everybody, it's Anjanette from AJ's Personal Touch. How you doing? Sorry, it's been a while. Um, this last week I really wasn't feeling my best, so I just took some time for me and we just did the cows and that was it. So I don't have a lot to show you today, but I wanted to come on and connect with you because I haven't seen you in a while and I can show you what I've been working on and pretty much it. Oh, and I did get I had won that $20 coupon from Hobbii, so I have my Hobbii order, and I had gotten a couple other books that I can show you. So let me know below how you guys are doing. I've missed all of you, and I truly hope to have a virtual chat sometime soon. I'm trying to find the right day to start working on cat toys, and I figure whenever that day is, which looking more like Monday because in my group I asked specifically what day works for people, and Monday seems to be the best so far. Two of us said Monday, and the other person who come in and said, whenever. So, yeah, I would really like to make that the, cat toy slash sitting and chatting, working together. If I happen not to want to make a cat toy, I can still come on and work on something else, just like anybody else can. You don't have to make a cat toy to be there. Um, but most of the time, I'll be making cat toys because I need to start making them for the meal again this month or this year. You have some left from last year that I can give them, which I need to look at the calendar again. I don't even know if she told me all the dates. So I'm basically just concentrating on their big one in the fall. And if she lets me know that they need more than that, then, I can give her some before that. It's beautiful outside. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. We got out of the house earlier, went to the store. And my husband's been in and out quite a few times today. So it's 70, yeah, 74 is what my computer says. And it's just been nice. I got to sit outside with a couple of the cats earlier. Well, not really sit out. I stood out there with them for a couple minutes and did some petting and making sure they were doing okay because I hadn't seen one in a while. You have to forgive me if if I sound a little disconnected because I'm feeling a little disconnected. Another reason why I wanted to come on and try and connect with you guys because this usually brings me back to center and brings me back to my peaceful place and where I feel the best. So let me see. I'm not sure which one I should start with. I guess I'll start with knitting since that's my new adventure. One of my goals from this year. And this is how far I have gotten on my practice washcloth, just doing the knit stitch. So far I'm still working on the first stitch. Try to do 2 rows every day. There was one day I sat down, I think I was watching a live, and I was sitting here and I got, I don't know, 10 rows done maybe. But some of those I had to take out later, more because I had messed up on a row that I was working on, and then I tried to pull it back and get all the loops back on my needle, and I ended up taking off more than I needed to, and then I did the same thing with the next row, so I think I ended up taking off 2 or 3 rows before I got it back on. So farther now than I was then. So it looks like I'm getting close. I need to measure it. I think it said 8 inches. Once you get to 8 inches, you'll be done. But I know they say that knitting takes less yarn than crochet, but I know when I make washcloths with crochet, I can usually get 1 and maybe a half washcloths out of one skein of cotton yarn. I'm trying to think of the name of it. Sugar and cream. But this is really seeming, flimsy, but who knows? Maybe I've got more here than I think I do. And I think I'm getting close. Let me see. The height of my computer would be 8 inches, so I'm just past the halfway mark. I'm not as close as I thought I would be, but I'm getting there. And I can't wait to use this. This is much softer than a crocheted washcloth, or I'm going to use it as a washcloth, or dish rag. Sorry, my brain is just going blank right this minute. The next I'll start with is another one that was on my goals. This is the start of a Christmas gift. Now this one, you guys have been watching. When you see this, you're going to know that it's a lot shorter than what it had been the last time you saw it. You see here, I've got quite a bit of yarn rolled onto this skein. I realized that I had not met gauge. I thought I had, but I had not. And I only bought enough yarn for the project as it's written, so I really needed to make gauge, and I was way over, and I was afraid I was not going to have enough yarn. So I had to go down 2 hook sizes. So I got started again, and then I had a little problem with reading a part of the pattern, and I just restarted, and I decided the way the pattern is on the fillet part, it has double crochet and then 2 chains, skip 2. And the fillet crochet that I did before was chain 3, skip 3, and I decided I wanted to do that instead of how she has it. So I'm hoping it works out through the whole thing. This way too, when I come to things that are supposed to be smaller on the design, I can do the double crochet one, then chain 2, skip 2 to make them look little. We'll see. Hopefully I don't completely mess it up, have to take the whole thing out again and redo it, but I don't think I will. I really like how it, even though it's just the very beginning, sometimes you just know, right? So let me see. The next thing I'll show, I'll just go this way. See how far I am on my sweater from our cowl that we're doing. Number 5 from last year. I cannot wait until we finish this and get started with the cows for this year. One of the things that I thought of for doing a cow this year, for one of them, is having everybody pick their oldest whip that they've had sitting around that needs to get finished and work on that for the cow, where we just all sit around and work on our oldest whips. And I've mentioned it to 1 or 2 people. They like the idea. So let me know what you think below. Would you like that? Or are you somebody who just works one project to the next and you don't have a whip? In that case, you can just come with a project that you want to work on and work on it with us until we're done with our whips. So I have a particular whip in mind that I want to work on. And if we don't do a cowl that way, I need to start working on it soon. I figured once I'm done with the baby blanket that I'm making, then I will start working on that one, because it is also a baby blanket, and one, not one that I designed, because the only thing that I've designed is the one I'm working on right now, besides a couple of little things. And but it's one that I took the design and I changed the colors all around. and it's in the moss stitch. So I guess some people would say in a way that's designing it, because when it comes to making just a plain moss stitch blanket, a lot of people have made them, and the design element is how they put their colors together and how they, whatever border that they put on it. So I don't know, but I wouldn't say that it's my design. Not at all. It's inspired by the design that I'm using from Yarn and Shy, who is the designer that I've been following the longest out of anybody. So here is the back, which you guys have seen a lot. And here is my first arm that is done. Now, these were meant to be like right around the arm, like skin tight, not tight, tight, but just where they fit your arm. I wanted mine a little bit bigger because cuffs like this um, and ribbing like this tend to make me hot, really hot. And this is already hot yarn, um, thick yarn. It's going to keep me very, very warm this winter. And so I made mine just a little bit bigger. It was supposed to be actually bigger than this. So again, I had to modify on the pattern because I had left a bigger hole opening than I should have, thinking that I had it right the first time. And I started working on the cuff and I got 3/4 of a way around and it was like, no, this is way too big. And it was bigger than this. So I had to frog it, which is really hard with this yarn. Um, this is Scarfy. And for those of you who've worked with Scarfy, you know it has a halo. And it just, when you frog it, the yarn will stick together. I had to frog it. And then what I did was when you leave the opening, you do single crochets around. And she says it doesn't matter what number, you have. But I took it down, I think by 10 or 12 crochets. So I decreased it so that I could have a smaller one. I know for a lot of people that would still seem a bit loose, especially for this, kind, but I think I'm really going to like it that way. And I like that there's the holes in the back and it's going to give you ventilation. And then here I've started on the second one. And so right now we're all trying to get this part done so that we can start on the ribbing that goes around for the color. I am so proud of this sweater. It is coming around so good. Didn't expect it to take this long, but honestly, if you think of how many work days, cal days that we've actually used on this, if I hadn't have gotten sick and then one of the participants hadn't gotten, well, actually two of them got sick around the same time, and one was sick for, a little bit longer than we would have all liked, and I know that she would have liked to have been better a lot sooner, and we just all decided that we were going to wait. It's not a requirement when I do my cows that we each work on each part together as we start it, but there's a couple of us, at least 3 of us, who like to do that, and we wait for each other before we start the next part, and that way if we have any questions we can figure it out together. The way we look at it, 3 heads are better than 1. Next thing that I will show you is I started on the other baby sweater, and this one is for my great niece. Now, I gave the one to our doctor, and he loved it. Trying to think how this goes. Where this comes in here. There we go. I'm working up the back. This is going to be the back. This is the right side. I'm working up the back, and then I'll have to do the left side. And then I'll have to put the sleeves on it. So I basically did all of this except for maybe 4 rows all in the same night. I started this down in Indy when I had my doctor's appointments the other day, and I put on maybe 2 rows on the way home, and then I didn't work on it again. And then when a friend of mine and I were just sitting and virtual chatting, I put all the rest on. I mean, I worked on it after we got off from the virtual chat too, for a little bit until I got tired enough to finally go to sleep. Now, the last one, I didn't get a whole lot done on this, and I need to start putting more time and effort into this because I also want to get it done so I can give it to him for the baby. The sweater needs to be done first so that she can have time to wear it. I would like to have it done, and I'm sure that I will, before Easter, so that in case they're at family Easter, I can give it to them there. But here, I've gotten 2 whole rows across from starting the first pattern again after doing the break. So let me know what you think. Do you still like it? A little bit closer so you can see it just a tad closer. Don't want to do too close in case somebody is like, oh, I really want to try to make that, but I don't think anybody would do that. I know other designers will show what they're making as they're making it. Although I guess I don't consider myself a designer. So other people, but designers will show what they're making. But who knows? I have another blanket that I want to make that I thought was going to be the first blanket that I do. And this one, I would kind of like to learn how to make a baby sweater on my own and use this pattern. So we'll see. Let me know what you think. Now that's all I have for what I'm working on. I don't have anything to show you that I finished because the last thing I finished was the baby sweater that I showed you before. And I haven't put it on my Instagram yet. I need to, but I did post it at Hobbii the other day. I had put it up for the competition, for the bingo competition, but I actually went to the Kind Feather page and put it up on the Kind Feather page as well. So if you want to see it again. Now this one, if you notice, it's a little bit bigger. I decided I wanted it to be just a little bit bigger so maybe she can, keep it around a little bit longer. And I just went up a hook size from what the pattern said to use. And I can't think of her name just off the top of my head. I know what it starts with. The designer for this is Ambassador Crochet. It is her Harmony Baby Sweater. It is not a free pattern. It is one that she sells. I happened to get it when she was having I think, a beginning of the year sale. I don't think it was a birthday sale. I don't remember when her birthday is, but she was having a sale. It was either right after Christmas or it was at the beginning. And I saw it and I knew I had to make it. Actually, he was, what did she have? She did something that she had done the year before where she put a couple patterns together, and I think they were sold as a bundle. You could get the PDF free. I can't remember if it was a blog hub per se, where you could get it for free every day. And then the bonus ones, that was one of the bonus ones. So I believe I paid for a bundle, maybe. Maybe not. Maybe I know that I bought some things from her. So maybe during that time she had a sale and I bought some other things. But I was pretty sure I bought that pattern. But I know it's not a free pattern. So, because I would have just gone to the website because it looked simple enough that I could have, learned how to do it off of the website. Or easy enough, I should say. Um, okay, let's move on to what I got from Hobbii. I have not opened it. I took it and put it back here, out of sight, out of mind. It came in really quick. I was really surprised. I know on Bingo the other day, people were saying that they thought Hobbii had put up a warehouse in the U.S. And maybe that's why some things, get people quicker. Everything I've had, this one included, has a customs declaration. So I know everything I've ever gotten has come from Denmark. And I haven't heard of anybody else that I know getting anything that didn't have a customs declaration on it. Okay. Main thing that I got that I wanted really badly, that I wanted to try, was I got a pair of Prim needles. And it was nice because they had them on sale. I had thought of getting 2 different sizes, but I just got the one because I figured I didn't want to get 2 sizes and then end up not liking them. Originally, I thought these were the only kind of ergonomic needles that are out there, but they are not. Hobbii had 2 different kinds. They had this kind and then another one that was a wooden needle. And I already have a wooden needle, so I wanted to get these to try them because I love their hooks. So I figured, hopefully, I'll love the needles as well. I know some people are like, I can't work with plastic no matter what, but to me, the hooks they're not like regular plastic hooks. And so I thought I would really, really enjoy these. And I like the wires on them. Come here. And the tips, if you look at them real close, they're indented. And I think it says they're triangular up there. I don't know if you can see that or not. So, and it's got a steel cord on the inside of the cord. Hooks that I have so far, or not hooks, needles that I have so far, that I had showed you that I had gotten from Knit Picks. when I had gotten the wooden ones, and then I got cords to fit the wooden interchangeable needles that I already had, but I needed the cords for them. Oh, what was I going to say? I lost my train of thought. Oh, all of them except for the interchangeable ones are like I got that set, the trial set that had a steel needles and the wooden needles that I got that are the square ones that I can't wait to use because everybody says I'm going to absolutely love those. And of course I put this in here the same way, and it's not like I'm going to keep it in its packaging anyway. So just try to briefly put it back in here right now. But I got this because I have quite a bit of DK weight yarn, and I figure I'm going to be using it, you know, crocheting with it. I'm going to use it to knit with, and I eventually want to be able to make socks, which you use fingering to sport weight yarn with. So I need to start practicing to go down in size from worsted, where I'm working right now, down to DK weight, and then down to the smaller weight, so that when I make socks, they're not, mega thick like my crochet ones are. Okay, so then the next thing I got, what's it going to say on here what these are? These are, hold on a second. I want to make sure I say the exact name. I can look here. I know what they do. And I'm sure some of you know what they do, but I'm sure some of the crocheters won't know what they do. Let me see. There we go. My orders. These are stitch wires. And I got their mixed colors. Is it going to open it for me? And I believe it's two sizes, 2mm to something, but it's not going to tell me what it is. I got the ones that will fit, I believe, DK and worsted, but I'm not 100% on that. Let me get this shop. There we go. Stitch. Now I know I have learned, and in case you guys do not know this, yeah, these are just 2mm, 0.08 inches, and it's meant for these reviews. Come on, I know you tell me on here, and it's not. It told me online. Read more. There we go. The wires are best suited for sizes 4.5 to 5mm knitting needles. So this is good for DK through worsted weight. That's what I was looking for. Let me take one out. What you can do with these is you can either put them on the ends of the needles so that your stitches won't come off, or you can replace a needle in your work. Say if I decide that I want to try to make a sweater someday, I can put this over the needle and pull it through the loops, and then it will save my work. And these are stuck together. I have to get the larger one. Oh, they've got it taped together. That's fine. So that's what these are for. Or if you're making a baby blanket and you need your needles for something else, through, or any kind of blanket. So that's what these are for. I had, $20 to spend, and I know what I was going to tell you. You can go on to Amazon and look for stitch wire, knitting stitch wire, because I found it that way. And you can get tubing that comes on a spool, and you can cut it to the size that you need it. And it's $10 for the whole spool. And you're going to get 2 or 3 times as much as what I have in here. And that's initially what I had planned on doing. But I decided I might need something, sooner than later. And I needed to use the $20 that I had, basically, is what it came down to. So I got these. Figured it was better to have them if I needed them than, to wait until I decided I was going to put an Amazon order in. Or later on when I'm like, oh, I need that, I'll order it, and then I'll have to wait a couple days before I have it. Have it when I need it. And the next thing I got is something I've been needing, which is a gauge swatch ruler. That's going to be easier to count my stitches than using a regular ruler, but this also sizes needles and hooks. I got one that was smaller than this in a Christmas box that my husband got me. Not this last Christmas, but the Christmas before. The only thing is that they used really, really flimsy wood that I could bend in two with my hands very easily, and I was afraid it was going to break. It was very fragile. I had this on sale. Normally the wood ones are really expensive, and this one is not flimsy like that one was. I mean, it's not as nice as some of them that I've seen, but it is nice. It's sturdy. It's really pretty sturdy. It looks more like it's plywood instead of wood that's been cut into one. I've seen them made both ways. I like this a lot. And I wanted one that was 4 inches by 4 inches. I've seen a lot of them that's 2 inches by 1 inches. And I'm like, that really doesn't help when most people give you gauges in the 4 inch by 4 inch, 4 inch by 4 inch size. That's why I was holding out for one of those. Thinking I had 2 things in here, but I got a Hobbii candy. They didn't give me one, and I think they did in my last one, but they didn't the one before. And then I got 2 other notepads because they are discontinuing these. So once they're gone, they are gone. And I think they're only down to 2 designs that they have left now. Or it may be just the llamas that they have. And I've been wanting one of these for a while. I go through these pads. I use them all the time. Notes for on here. Notes on what I'm making on my pattern that I need to start putting in my journals. And it's easy to use this and then transfer it later. I really need to start putting my projects in the project journal that I got from my friend when she sent me a Happy Mail box. So it's in the back room. Once I get my craft room together, which I'm really hoping to start working on again here in the next couple days, especially since it's so much nicer out. Hopefully, I've got some pain in my back and I'm walking hunched over again. So I'm trying to take care of that. And then hopefully I'll get back there and I'll get things moved and I will get it all set up and I can't wait to show you. Remember if I did a before video, but I really don't want to because it's a mess back there. So I'm sorry, but if I haven't, because I really don't think I did, I think I may have taken some pictures. But I'll do an after video, at least of the area of where the yarn and everything is. It's going to be a yarn slash living room slash cat room, because we're gonna have a cat corner back there, slash massage area for when hopefully I get strong enough and I can start giving massages again to friends and family. So there you go. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I am very, very sorry, and I don't say sorry a lot because I say, I don't like to say sorry for how my videos go, but I am sorry that I've been kind of scatterbrained today. But I did want to connect with you guys. Oh, see, scatterbrained. That made me think. I have a package with books in it that I was going to share with you. It's been sitting back there longer than the Hobbii order. Happy Mail. Somebody who wanted to remain nameless. She knows who she is, and I appreciate this very much. I was waiting to open it until I taped. And the last time I taped, I forgot about it because it was sitting back there. I had gotten a couple of these at Ollie's. And this person found some more. This is a knit along with Debbie McComber, which she's the one who does the book series that they have a knitting group, which I would love to get that book series at some point in time and read it. I have so many books to read already, but I would really love to read this series. But this is number 12, Stylish Designs Inspired by the Book. This one is 11 Baby Afghans inspired by the New York Times best-selling book. This one's based on A Good Yarn, Debbie McComber's A Good Yarn. This one is based on the shop on Blossom Street. This one's number 15, and it's based on 20 Wishes. And this one has 15 projects inspired by the book. I want to look at the baby blanket one real quick, which is the one that I ended up dropping, just to see what the projects look like. Ooh, and right away, there are some socks in that one. Gorgeous. And these are knitted. I didn't know if I saw one that was knit and crochet, maybe the first one. I know one of the books I got before has knit and crochet items in it. Huh. Oh, this isn't the baby blanket one. No wonder why. Sorry about that. The shop on Blossom Street. That's the baby blanket one. Something tells me somebody in the book must have been having a baby. There's that one there, which is very pretty. Ooh, I really like this one. It's got lace. I don't like to have open work on a baby blanket, but that's pretty. Maybe make it a little bit bigger for somebody who's a little bit older. I always worry about them getting their fingers in there and twisting them up. Hence why I modified the stitch on the one that I'm designing. You can tell this book has been used. Sleepy in Seattle. It has at least been opened so that it can lay flat, is what I mean. Only the Amelia. Look at that. That is gorgeous. I don't know if I'll be ambitious to make such large projects, boats for Cameron, but I'm hoping that I get good enough at knitting that I could make a larger project right now, just starting it, it's like, whoa, that's going to be, take forever. But honestly, if I learn how to do it and get started on it, it's not gonna, I like this one. Lydia's Lucy. Now, those I don't think are big enough openings that anybody could get anything twisted in those. And I also like taking baby blankets and taking the design and making them down into loveys. I know I like to do the lovey that can go on and off of the animal or doll or whatever amigurumi you use with it, so that if somebody if they get the lovey part dirty, they can wash it and they can still have the amigurumi to play with, or stuffed animals. Sometimes I use animals from Thai, beanie babies, and you know if one of them needs washed, they can take it off and wash it. Well, I know a lot of people use the same type of pattern when they make those in crochet, but I like to find a different pattern and just work it into um, what you need to do to make it go around and make it have, the 4 or 5 points that it usually has. I know I did one with an extra point. I don't know, it looked a little weird to me, but I loved it. Actually, I always add an extra 2 because you guys know me. I love even numbers. But anyway, those are the books that were sent to me. And anyway, I'm going to get going. I love you guys. Have a wonderful day. Remember, you matter. Don't ever forget that. And if you ever need anything, please reach out to me. If you ever need to talk, if you are feeling down, just reach out and I'll talk to you. I have no issue with that. Remember, you're beautiful and gorgeous. If I had my way, I would get to sit and talk with each and every one of you. And I am trying to figure out how to start maybe finding some hours to put out there in a month so that we can sit and chat, but I just don't have the time right now. Um, that was something on my goals that I really wanted to do, but it's going to have to wait until I'm done with the back room and getting some things in order. I will talk to you guys later. Have a great day. I love you. Later.